I bring to you a warm greeting from the United Nations Deputy Secretary General, Amina J. Mohammed. She sent her heartfelt congratulations on this great milestone, 40 years of Nigerian Environmental Society. I never have an opportunity to stand before Nigerians without thanking them for sharing with United Nations and sharing with the world such a great and outstanding lady for her unwavering commitment and support for humanity betterment. We are here today to celebrate 40 years. 40 years of vision, 40 years of courage, 40 years of service to our planet. Today, we don't just mark an anniversary. We celebrate also a legacy, one that reminds us that caring for the earth, it's also caring for ourselves. For 4 decades, your society has been a voice of reason, but also a voice of hope. From north to south, from the coast to the savannah, you have raised the banner of environmental responsibility. You have inspired research. You have shaped policy. But you have also built a bridge between science and society. You have made the environment not a distant concern, but a living part of Nigeria national conservation. On behalf of the United Nations family in Nigeria, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you for your dedication to the planet. You are partner in purpose. You are builder of a sustainable tomorrow. The story of environment is the story of humanity itself. In 1972, the world gathered in Stockholm and declared that every person has a right to live in an environment of dignity and well-being. That moment gave birth to a movement that led to our common future in 1987. And to a powerful ideas that we must meet the needs of today without stealing from the next generation. From the seed grew to the Rio Head Summit, the creation of UNEP, and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, our shared promises to leave no one behind found its full expression. At the heart of all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals lies one truth: the environment is the foundation of life. Without clean air, there is no life. Without fertile land, there is no food. Without stable climate, there is no peace. Yet, the earth cries out. From the encroaching desert to the rising flood, from polluted rivers to vanishing forests, we see the warning sign. But we also see opportunity. In every challenge lies one, as eloquently reminded by our president. We have possibilities to build a green economy, to create green jobs, to empower youth and women to lead the transition to a just, inclusive, and sustainable Nigeria. The United Nations stands with you through the Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework, through our work on climate adaptation, energy transition, and biodiversity. We are helping to translate the global commitment into local action here in Nigeria. The recently adopted Act for the Futures call all of us to be bold, act not for comfort, but for conscience. It reminds us that the future we want depends on the choice we make. So let this anniversary be more than a memory. Let it be a moment of renewal. Let's work together, government, academia, private sector, and civil society as guardian of this green nation. As our Deputy Secretary General Amina J. Mohammed, who is also the daughter, as I reminded earlier, the daughter of the soil, the planet is our shared home. It's the future that is shared with all of us, and preserving it remains our duty. Congratulations, Nigeria Environment Society, 40 years of impact. May the next 40 years shine even brighter than the past 40 years. Thank you for your attention. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, our guest speaker, Mr. Mohammed Fao. Thank you for that very warm special address from the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Thank you. Let's put our hands together for him one more time. We have a new generation, an upcoming generation of Anwar aspiring, talk about the matter of what you guys are doing well. And they're here to do a presentation as it highlights the students, I believe they're ready. And the students are ready. Let's see what highlight that you have prepared for that conference. Let's put our hands together as I invite the students of the school. All right, so you guys are still sitting. We were not told. Okay, while I wait for you, let me quickly tell we told earlier on that there are two trips there to perform this morning. Uh, sorry? Okay. So once the students are getting ready, you have 5 minutes to get yourselves together. Call on this trip now. There are still my in-laws, are still the same baggy. I don't know why they decided to bring only baggy people here today. Maybe because we're in Abuja, so we have to be entertained to. I hope the lunch later on will be baggy food because you can't just do baggy meals and not baggy food. Because I have eaten baggy food before. We'll start today. Okay. Right? Let's go. Keep your hands together for them, ladies and gentlemen. You very much to the Gagi podcast. I'd like to recognize and welcome the SA to the governor, to the government of Ogun State, um, Environmental Protection Agency, ODEPA, and Akintunde Farouk. Please put your hands together. Where are you sitting, sir? Honorable Akintunde Farouk. Okay. Okay, so if the students are ready for project presentation, yes? Okay. Okay, they have a short poem to do for us. Please welcome the students of the school. I don't have the name of the school.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are from JSS Gariki Area 10, and we're here to present a short drama which is titled When the Earth Spoke.
Scene 1. The riverbank morning. Sound of birds and flowing water. Students enter carrying trash bags. Some wear gloves collecting litter.
Oh, what is this now? Look at all this waste. Oh, I'm tired. All these bottles, wrappers, what is this? Oh,
I'm also tired. We clean every month, but yet the garbage keep coming back. So what's the point?
the point is, someone has to care. If we give up, who clear the rivers?
This is the river that used to help us. What is this? What is this? Can't you see my body? Can't you see my body? I think I'm not for Canada. Abba.
Lola, it's not fair. We have to clean the rivers.
Okay, who will do it?
It's time someone talks to them.
We know. Scene 2. Town hall meeting. Mayor Santos sits at a desk. Mr. Delos Ray stands confidently. Students enter with posters and position.
We no go green, oh, we no go green. We no go green, oh, we no go green. We no go green, oh, we no go green. Please take a look at this test results. Look at it. Take a look at it. The factory is polluting our rivers. We don't have clean waters. Everywhere is messed up.
Those are just students' experiments. We follow our regulation. Besides, we give hundreds of people jobs.
But ma, the smell from the waste pit is getting worse. Even our kids are coughing.
Yes, we need jobs, but not because of our health.
Exactly. Social justice means protecting the people and the planet, not choosing one over the other.
All right, I'll look into the matter. I'll do something about it.
Look into it. People are already suffering.
Okay. Scene 3. Classroom a week later. Teacher Anna speaks to the class students, sits worried.
Morning, class. How are you doing? How was your weekend? So, which of you did the projects on the environmental health and social justice? What about you? You didn't do it. Well, it's not a problem. So, how was it? It was interesting. I hope it wasn't stressful. Okay. So as you've started, it takes a lot of courage to change, because what's most important, that an environmental health is what benefits us and also help the future. Okay. So any questions?
What if they don't listen when we talk about the environmental health?
It's not a problem. If they don't listen, you speak out with loud truth. Okay. Okay. So for the rest of you that did the assignment, please meet me at my office. Okay.
About your investigation, and I think the community deserves to know. Can I interview?
Yes, sir.
So who's in charge?
No, you can take them. Don't worry.
Okay. So
Okay.
Scene 4. Town Plaza Public Assembly. Citizens gather. Mayor Santos and Mr. Nels Race are outside. Student host signs. Clean water, human rights.
So after reviewing the report, I ordered the factory to stop throwing untreated waste into the environment, litter the environment. I support them. There will be a change that will repeat itself again.
Well, you heard it here first on the community's local news. This is Jimmy, and I'm signing off.
Scene 5. River bank. Weeks later. The river is cleaner. Children, including Thomas, play near the water. Students plant trees.
You see, when we listen to people and nature, it makes a change, don't you think?
Yeah, it's true. We thank God the river is speaking again and it's alive. Thank God for all the glory. And it's speaking.
Raina, you were right. It was worth it. Well, we thank God for it.
It's all of us. Yeah, you push it. Well, let's see, I'll go on. You can sing it. Queen, we want to The earth has a voice. We just need to speak out. You might.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, mommies and daddies. Good morning, uncles. Good morning, aunties. We are here to give just a short key points on the drama we acted. Thank you.
Number 1, environmental management and social justice protect lives together.
Youth voices can drive change. Let me just make a short point or a short key on it. Look at the way the people or the students went to the Miss Mayor's office to talk about how they litter the environment, talk about how the factory waters pour into rivers, which kill fishes, which made rashes on their body, which means if we all youths or we all citizens come together, stand together, and talk together, we can all make this country better. Thank you.
No, thank you. See the mics for this. Hey, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's the one. Like this.
You don't go up there.
Yes.
In Africa's hearts, new cities rise, beneath vast stars and open skies. Smart minds build with gentle hands to heal the soil, restore the land. Where sunlight powers homes and dreams, and rivers flow with clear streams. Where transport hums on silent roads, and waste becomes what life rewards. Each rooftop garden, each green space, holds promise for the human race. No roads divide, no voice unheard. Justice breathes in every word. We plant not just with seed and sand, but fairness guides each careful hand. For cities bloom when all belong, when progress hums a people's song. So let each skyline shine with care, where tech and kindness intertwine there. Africa's future, bold and free, sustained by hearts in harmony.
From the Sahara dunes to the Cape's mighty shore, Africa's cities are rising with a sustainable roar. Let today's sun rise high and bold. Let our dreams unfold young and old. Let's craft a narrative of might where our legacy meets with bright. Little would they know about the highs and lows, why people slept on cold floors, why we choose to go for slopes, a reason we wear drips and not clothes. Whispers will echo, voices will stray, doubts will creep with shadows stray. Some will speak with hesitant tone, while their voices with uncertainties moan. Making Africa a place of environmental management and social justice was easy, they will say. But little did they know about the success, how we really got the access. The reason we dreamt of that place, about the legends who tied our shoelaces. Let's stand strong and make a difference. Let our actions be the strongest statement. And in that silence, find your voice. Because little will they know about us indeed. I remain Ibrahim Nana Khadija,
And Gianluca Fiona Fame.
proud student of Government Secondary School, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. Thank you.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for the proud students of Wuse. Wuse 2, Abi Wuse. It's the same thing. Wuse is Wuse. Wuse 2, Wuse 1. There's Wuse in it. All right. Okay. We'll quickly go into our plenary sessions now. And to take us through the plenary sessions properly is the editor-in-chief of NES. It's my privilege and honor to invite Professor Muhammad Bashar Nuhu, FNES. He will come and take over from here on as I sit back and listen to the technical jargons of NES.
Distinguished guests or invitees, permit me to invite the followings on the plenary sessions here on this platform. Number one to be invited is our own Emeritus Professor, Distinguished Professor Babajide Alo, who is the Chairman, Board of Trustees of NES. He's going, please come up, sir. We also have, yes, this Professor Lawrence Ezomoye, who is the President, Chairman, and Council, Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, and the Chairman, Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities. We're also inviting Dr. Ojili.
Sorry, sir. Just a little bit, just for a few minutes. The president has asked me to invite the representative of Mr. Fowl to please step forward and quickly receive a plaque on his behalf. Sorry, your continue, sir. I apologize. So I step in. Yes.
This is an award to Mohammed Malik Fall from the Nigerian Environmental Society, the UN resident coordinator in Nigeria. And the award is the meeting the conditions for being elected as an honorary fellow. So from this day forward, Mohammed Malik Fall becomes an honorary fellow of the Nigerian Environmental Society. Congratulations. We'll just hand it over to you. Give it to him. Correct. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Permit me to invite Dr. Ojile Mashak. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Environmental Society and a fellow of Environmental Crisis and Hazard Management Institute. Please come on the platform. Thank you very much. Permit me to also invite Mr. Victor, who is the past chairman of Interim Council of Nigerian Environmental Society, and also a very high practitioner in the industry, to join on the platform for the panel discussion. And for purposes of balancing, let me also invite Dr. Ibitoroko to join. She's a fellow of the Nigerian Environmental Society. She has been anchoring the very successful mentorship program for almost 2 years running concurrently, and then to set the ball rolling. Please join us here so that we can. Okay. Professor P.C. Momotu, he is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Environment, Federal University of Environment, to also join us on the high table, on the plenary session. Then. Engineer Wayo Bosu, he is also in the oil space, and to fill up the gap from the oil industry, he can also come up to the platform. Yeah. So to set the ball rolling, I will give each panelist five minutes in the first round, and then follow up questions and stimulate further discussions. To set the ball rolling, Emeritus Distinguished Professor Babajide Alo is going to talk on advancing green technologies for sustainable development. Sir, it's your turn to talk to us.
The President, Nigerian Environmental Society, Dr. Ife Okubia, the Vice Chancellors on the podium here, Vice Chancellor Benedict University, Professor Larry Ademoye, Vice Chancellor University, Federal University of Environmental Technologies, Professor Mom, our distinguished moderator, fellows of the Nigerian Environmental Society, distinguished members of the audience. The panel discussion is planned to simply be a forum for giving some information, some knowledge on different aspects of environment and sustainable development. My assigned topic is simply said called Advancing Green Technologies but I would actually simply say paradigms for advancing green technologies. Green technologies have become a common household word, a common approach to improving environment and sustainable development. Essentially, green technologies are said to be clean technology. Why have we called them clean technologies? Essentially because those are the technologies that drive society, drive our human living to ensure that we pollute less of the environment. We have found that over the years, we have polluted, we have continuously damaged, degraded the environment from different aspects. The degradation of the environment continues to haunt us, continues to haunt the entire globe. We want to say and remind ourselves that we have moved, or we are attempting now to move on from polluting the environment and ensuring that that word, sustainable development, is kept on. Sustainable development, as was coined and defined, essentially that we in this generation use the resources of the environment in a manner that we can leave things for generations that are going to come. And we have found out that as we continue to degrade the environment, we may end up not being able to leave anything for generations yet to come. So we have several different examples of green technologies that we have advanced or that the world has gradually gone into. The most common is the solar power that we have introduced. Prior to solar power becoming the order of the day, we have had to rely on burning fossil fuel. We have had to rely on oil as the means of providing energy. Yet, nature, God has provided us with renewable energy situations that we need to tap into, and we are beginning to tap into. I believe almost everybody in the room now who can afford it have installed solar energy in your different homes, in your different industries, in order for you to avoid burning fossil fuel to get energy. Because the more you burn fossil fuel, the more you are polluting the environment, the more you are creating a situation where climate change be a problem and will continue to make us not be able to leave anything behind for tomorrow. So I say that apart from solar energy, another green technology for energy purposes is the wind energy. Nigeria is just gradually creeping, I would say, into considering the paradigm of wind technologies for purposes of providing energy to produce power, to run the turbines with wind for us to produce power. Then, of course, electric vehicles are now gradually creeping into everyday use now. We have found out that using electric vehicles is even cheaper than attempting to continue to buy fuel at the rates we are buying now. 950, in some places, 1,000 naira, and all that. Green buildings is also another approach, another paradigm that has crept into our system, that we try to make our buildings to be green. We try to ensure that we have architectural designs that will reduce as much as we can the use of air conditioners to cool the room. Our architects are working on that, establishing green buildings. Smart agriculture, sustainable agriculture is another quick example of how we are beginning to introduce into our systems green technology. Proud to now, highly hazardous pesticides used to be the order of the day to grow food. But we are beginning to say we can use biopesticides, which nature has created as a check for pesticides in our agriculture. So the main goals of green technology essentially is to reduce pollution of air, water, and soil, to lower greenhouse gas emissions, to ensure that we promote renewable energy alternatives, to ensure that we conserve resources. As I said, I hinge on sustainable development. Sustainable development goals is still there for us, which will continue to help us to move forward. We need to leave our ecosystem in a manner, we need to use our ecosystem in a manner that we don't totally consume what the ecosystem provides. So we do know that in doing that, there are challenges. The challenges, particularly for us in the Global South. The keynote speaker talked about challenges the Global South face. By Global South, we mean the developing countries. We mean like Africa, Asia, Latin America. We are not there yet at the point where the Global North are. But we keep saying that we can achieve it. It's not totally impossible for us to achieve the renewable technologies as we see in the Global North. The high initial cost of the technologies and infrastructure, once we are committed to doing it, we'll get there. However, increased awareness and governmental support is a major challenge that we have to overcome. Our politicians, our governments need to appreciate, but we see levels of appreciation. Our governments now are taking renewable energy as an important way of providing energy for the nation. That's why at the presidency level, CNG cars or CNG vehicles are being sponsored and being supported seriously. So we want to say there is slow adoption of these technologies. But I would only say it is slow, but gradually we will get there. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say I'm here to promote and say something you're already aware of, that green technologies is the way to go, that we need to have paradigm shift from what we used to do into better and more sustainable approaches for successful living.
Thank you very much. Pass the mic to the next person, who, of course, is a man with many caps in the field of environment, academia, and what have you. We want him to give us a perspective of environmental practitioners' perspectives and role of universities in sustainable development. Being the chairman of committee of VCs, you should be able to tell us what are the university doing, the ivory tower, in this direction. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I stand on the existing protocol with due respect to our special distinguished emeritus professor. I recognize you, sir. The practitioner's perspective is at the front burner as we speak. This gathering, this assemblage is driven by the practitioner's disposition to sustainable development. The role of the practitioner is certified and registered with a dedicated practitioner is very crucial in sustainable development. Primarily, it matches or bridges science
research, knowledge with real-world solutions. And of course, promotes sustainable development in all entirety. The practitioner's view and determination is that industry or development does not go into stagnation. However, Mother Earth will not cry anymore. As we speak today, the practitioner is invited to do an appraisal, a full evaluation, an assessment of our ecological belongings. And we do them under different portfolios. We thank the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which has given us a very distinct opportunity with Act number 41 of 2023, that has provided the opportunity for this nation to have an institute that is dedicated to practitioners. In other words, these lay rest to the involvement, encroachment of quacks in the environment. The role of the practitioner as we speak today requires a conscious ethical approach to the protection, conservation, and preservation of the Nigerian environment, which again dovetails into global environment, understanding that there are no boundaries anymore. And so it's an invitation and a clarion call to play a fundamental role, not only in assessing the environment, evaluating the environment, providing solutions and recommendations that sustain sustainable development, but also they play a significant role in energy transition. And the previous speaker, Emeritus Professor, has talked about green technologies. That is one of the principal platforms for energy transition, energy dynamics, energy diplomacy, and energy democracy, energy transition. It is the mandatory role of the environmental practitioner to take a significant position in this aspect. Policy formation. The environmental practitioner, like our institute, has a significant mandate to provide policies, shape existing policies, and also drive policies that sustain sustainable development and protection of the Nigerian environment. So you see, the job is enormous. And so it attracts a lot of significant challenges. But I can tell you that the array of scientists, professionals that we have in Nigerian Environmental Society that are already been incorporated in the institute are formidable enough to tackle environmental challenges in this country. And so it's a call that will take advantage of the institute and provide succor to Mother Earth in Nigeria. The other perspective that calls attention now, in my capacity as the current chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, is the role of the universities in sustainable development. I must tell you that a lot has transpired in recent past with the universities taking charge of their responsibility in transition with the curriculums that we have currently existing. We notice curriculum gaps, which are theory loaded. Also notice curriculum gaps that lack environmental contents in detail. Also notice issues of capacity building, and of course, refusal to accept change. And so at the Nigerian universities now, we are beginning to mainstream sustainable development programs into our university curriculum. And that has become the hallmark and the directive of the National University Commissions as we speak. And so we understand the crucial role of the universities in sustainable development, and we believe that through curriculum embedding, through curriculum mainstreaming, and through capacity building, both at the student level and at the lecturer level, we should be able to drive sustainable development to a logical conclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this wonderful contribution. Pass the mic to the next person, which is Dr. Ojile. I understand how you have been midwifing the growth of the younger generation and also looking at various perspectives of ensuring their inclusiveness. So give us your perspective on youth inclusion in environmental management and mentorship and partnership.
Thank you, moderator. Respect to my two senior colleagues. I thought an existing protocol. We know that globally, environmental mismanagement, over consumption, and population growth, and lifestyle changes have and continue to disproportionately affect the world environment, particularly the marginalized and the vulnerable groups, whether the children, the women, and all of those. Somehow, we have had a level of awareness being created for managing our environment, including resources, much, much better. But at the same time, it's been observed that, of course, initiatives of raising this awareness and capacity building, involving the youth, creating engagement programs have been ineffective because we have failed to take cognizance of the demographic variability. To that extent, it has been canvassed that as much as over 65% of the younger ones have failed to catch on with environmental marginalization or environmental awareness of what it takes to manage our environment much more sustainably. We need to take conscious of us. So institutionalize, streaming them into policy making, getting them involved in putting on the world map how we should proceed. More often than not, we tend to dwell so much on the aged persons in the society while leaving behind the younger ones. And they feel excluded in the process. As we have watched this morning here, we can realize that our younger ones, the children and all of those, are very much aware of the environmental implications of our activities, both from the household down to the universities, to our institutions of governance. Some of us have been privileged to travel to many parts of this country for environmental assessments. And you see that some of the younger ones ordinarily should be aware of the dangers of getting involved in some economic activity that damage the environment are involved. And when you bring them to notice, what is their response? That we have not had leadership from the adults. And that's very true. Because those who are championing resource extraction and youth are the adults, the political elites, who don't give a damn on how those resources are extracted, but just to get their profits. So for us, we need to consciously involve this ones in creating that high level of awareness to let them know that it is true, we have not had governance for a while now, but if all of us join hands together, we can make use in managing our environment much more better. I will say that for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pass the mic to our proactive Mr. Victor, who was past national interim chairman of NIS, and also a very proactive person in the space of oil and gas, as well as sustainable development. So we want you to share your expertise in the area of sustainable cities with smart solutions in Africa.
Okay, thank you. That's a very broad topic, but I'll just go very quickly. The first thing we must recognize is population is moving to the cities. I understand the right protocols and some of my seniors here, right, and I feel honored to be sitting here, right? The urban centers are growing at very good speed. The cities are expanding. Over 50% of Nigeria's population is now in the cities. But what does this mean? This brings a lot of pressure on social infrastructure, right? This causes environmental problems, right, that were previously unfathomed. Right? At the end of the day, if you look at a place like Lagos, it's clear that the existing social infrastructure in a place like Lagos cannot handle the existing population, and it's still growing. This applies to places like Port Harcourt, places like Abuja, places like Kano, right? And it's something that needs to be done. When we talk about smart cities, we're talking about planning for the future, but using what we understand about the environmental challenges. But we must not forget the social dimension. At the end of the day, one big problem is the growing inequalities that we have. Right? And this is where the concept of social justice comes in. The gap between the have and the have-nots, right, is widening. The middle class is being eroded totally in Nigeria, such that a lot of people are now being forced to live in the slums. Now, we cannot be planning our cities in such a way that certain people are significantly excluded. Now, when we talk about environmental management, it must always include the social dimension. That's one of the things. What are the key challenges? One major problem is governance. And when we talk about governance, we must start from the family level. What role are you playing? I tell people, you complain about Nigeria a lot, you complain about this, complain about that. You should be the first change agent. What should be the change that you desire? Now, if any of us is sitting here, right, and basically directly or indirectly supporting, right, or turning our eyes away from what is not right for the environment, what we in essential is either throwing a stone into the marketplace or looking at the person throwing the stone and keeping quiet, not knowing on whose head that stone may land. So governance is key. Governance in the family, governance at the local government, in the community, on the states, and governance at the we also have to get rid of this concept, this impunity. There's too much impunity in this country. Do you know who I am? Do you know where I'm from? And so on and so forth. That causes people basically not to comply with laid down regulations, which affects everybody, right? Environment needs to be mainstreamed. We need to stop treating environment as an externality, which means that it's secondary, it's not important. We're treating environment as an externality. But guess what? The rich man, the not so rich man, the poor man, everybody lives in the environment. Everybody. So we have a collective responsibility. And those in positions of governance, and generations doing, we should stop displacing low-income housing people. Find a way to accommodate them in the development of the cities. It's very, very important. We cannot afford to marginalize the youth groups anymore. Now, if you speak to some of the youth, the reality is that what are teaching today and why the things that are being done is based on what see. In every home, they tell you, your child, right, you do what you do, it's opposed to what you say. You can tell your child, don't throw that banana peel out of the window. But when you see you throwing the banana peel, the cellophane, and so on and so forth outside the window, it's basically, so we have to get our youth right, and get them to understand the importance of protecting the environment. Partnerships are very key as well. Gone are the days the regulators about the land and control. It has to be inclusive. The stakeholders' voice must be heard. The vulnerable people's voice must be heard. The poor man's voice must be heard. One major concern I have, and I'm sure a lot of those seated here too, is the absence of a credible national environmental repository on which we can plan and design. And once more, I call on those in power, those in authority, those in positions that can influence this, to try to help to support this. I will also urge Nigeria to develop a national smart city policy, right, and find a way to implement it. One key thing also is monitor progress. If you don't monitor, and on that note, I want to also congratulate the executive of the Nigerian Society, right, for the initiative on the National Environmental Outlook. I believe that that is very, very important. Yes. So, smart cities are key, but there are a number of things that will make them more. Implementation of planning. If you check Lagos, check Abuja, check Port Harcourt, I'm sure you come up with great plans. How well are these plans being implemented? Thank you for now.
Thank you very much for illustrating this area. Give the mic to the new bright in the space of environment. This is for many of us who don't know him. He is the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Education and Technology, Ogoni, in Rivers State. Environmental technology in Ogoni, Rivers State. He is Professor Prince Chinedu Mo. Yes, and he's an expert in environmental management and education. We know this university has a vision. We know it is anchored to establish the university as a center of excellence in environmental sciences, renewable energy, climate change adaptation, and sustainable technological research. Can you speak to us and enlighten us on this vision of this university? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the moderator. With due compliments to our senior colleagues here, Professor Professor Law, Professor Lawrence, of record Engineer Lua Wayogosu, and our one-time acting national president, talking about Zimbabwe. I want to appreciate this opportunity given to me to speak on this issue. Before I go further, I was at the university's Federal University of Environment and Technology, Kuroma Sabema in Ogoni, Rivers State. I want to say that the university was established by the endorsement of the bill for its establishment by Mr. President on the 3rd of February, 2025. And by the special grace of God, on the 11th of August, there are just about 2 months and some weeks, 2 weeks ago, the Governing Council of the University, led by one-time Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, the 6th, Professor Don Mbanadan, with other council members. One of the council members, Prince Amir Adekunle, who sat here as one of the council members, and my very self, distinguished Professor Prince Chinodumban, distinguished service of Rivers State as the pioneer Vice Chancellor. The mandate is clear in this university. If you look at the Ogoni environment, for the past 40 years, has been disrupted by oil and gas mining activities. In fact, it's a very pitiable site if you Google the Ogoni environment. And of course, there's no better location to situate this university than Ogoni land in Rivers State. Now, our target as a university is to develop manpower, both at the lower level and the higher levels, to be able to manage environmental challenges in Nigeria, starting with Ogoni, using technologies that we can develop and adapt to the immediate environment. Some technologies that exist in managing the environment may be alien to us. So we are working hard to ensure that we develop local technologies that we will use in training our students and also in contributing to environmental management, starting with Ogoni land and beyond the Ogun land to Niger Delta and the entire country, at large. I want to say here that it's unfortunate, better, that our people have not appreciated the importance of this course, environmental management or environmental sciences, whatever what they call it. We as a university swung, or management university swung into action after inauguration since August 11. As I'm talking to you now, we have advertised for intake of the pioneer set of students in our university. With PeopleJam, the portal is open for prospective students who want to study in my university to log in and do change of institution. But very appalling to us that environmental management as a discipline, as a department, only about 11 candidates have applied. Geology, as I'm talking to you, geology is about 67 candidates who have applied. Yes, very, very, very appalling. And let me just give you a few statistics which is so disappointing to note. Yes, electrical engineering about 80, surveying and geoinformatics only 15, fish and aquaculture 20, petroleum and gas 120,
where the money is.
Chemistry 40, logistics and supply chain management 30, architecture 30, public health 123.
Can you imagine?
Environmental management yes. So I wrote worried. 12, we got additional 5 yesterday.
That's
And I spoke with my chief of staff. Now we beginning a University of Environment and Technology and Environmental Management to have the almost the least subscription. So do I leave any department or program that has less than 20 students will not be sustainable to mount? So what do I do? Do I have to leave out environmental in my own area of expertise and specialists? And how does it sound? If I were to do some manipulations, okay, those students who have requisite the qualifications, we'll try and move them and force them to environmental management to enable us to manage the program. It's so disappointing. So we have a lot of work to do as we get back home. That's why I decided to, environmental engineering, we have a course in environmental engineering, and unfortunately, that was about 13 candidates. 13. So that's fine enough. I'm sure that before we close by the end of this week or by Monday, we'll be able to get up to about 20 so we can begin. But you see, it's not encouraging. We got 7 faculties: Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Natural Applied Sciences, Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, Faculty of Environmental Sciences, Faculty of Management Technology, and of course, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. But unfortunately, in the Faculty of Environmental Science, put all the 4 programs: architecture, quantity surveying, geoinformatics, and environmental management. Put them together. Only one department, in the Faculty of Science, is different. So it's been giving me a sense of concern. So we need to drive the message back. Let our people appreciate the importance of these schools so that we can manage the environment we're talking about. So, Mr. Moderator, we have a lot to do.
Yes.
I've decided that I should go back home, do more of advocacy.
Yes.
Of course, this conference here, as we are all here, professionals in different states of the country, different institutions, organizations, let's drive this message home. Those of you who go to church, people perish for lack of knowledge. Our people are yet to appreciate the importance of these courses. Petroleum and gas engineering. When I teach in that department, I used to mock them. I said, if I were to be an undergraduate, I will not choose petroleum and gas because oil and gas will soon finish. So what will be doing if you're a petroleum and gas engineer? So that's the fun of it. We need to conscientize our people. Let's drive this message home. But the point I'm making is, as a university, we are trying to set up Center of Excellence in Environmental Management. We are in collaboration with the HYPEP Center of Excellence in Environmental Remediation. We're also in collaboration with Center for Institute of Environmental Geotechnology and Pollution Control in the and Louisiana State in the United States of America, and several others to build a world-class specialized university in that nature. So, Mr. Moderator, this is the vision of the Federal University of Technology, which we are driving well. So, I want to say that we shall be calling on professionals, you are all professionals here, to come support us, develop programs, develop projects that will launch this university, and by implication, launch the Nigerian Environmental Society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And that's why this platform was provided pro bono to at least educate our audience. And I must say that we have collapsed the two panelist session, the plenary session is into one so that we can save time. And that's why you could see the number of area of people presented here for. Before we take up the wrap-ups, we will come back to one of the papas in this industry. You cannot imagine he's over 80 years old and still strong, still sharing knowledge, and still communicating. Engineer Olu Andawai Ugosu is a past president of Nigeria Environmental Society. He's a magood in the oil and gas industry. So I want you to share your knowledge on oil and gas-based dimension in the environmental palace for sustainable development.
Thank you very much. Thank you. There's a lot of words in the brandishing under the environment. You've heard about anthropogenic activities. And recent it was violent. As far back as the 1990s, up to 1995, some ethnic groups, some communities will not be existing today, because it was non-violent. Thank God today, before you, is the product of that movement. What do I mean by the product? Today we have a Federal University of Environment and Technology. Today, we have an agency under the Ministry of Environment by the acronym HYPREP. These are all products of that agitation. What we have done today in the oil and gas space is we are moving gradually from the regular activism to more of intellectual activism based on facts, data. We've talked about data. Nigeria is bereft. There's a debt of data, both in the environmental space and other spaces in the economy of this country. We're moving away from just relying on oil and gas as the basis of economy of this country. And that's why the conversation is shifting from activism, what we call ambush activism, to advocacy. Today, we have in the Niger Delta talking about ways and methods of the exploitation or because the attention then was not on gas, was on just extracting the crude at any cost. Just as the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Environment and Technology hinted, most of you need to get there. You see, devastation can never be remediated in the next 35 years. You can quote me for that. All water bodies, wetlands, vegetation, wildlife, name it, all gone. Because of the criminal way the IOCs operated there. So if we have to make sustainable development have a meaning, what do we need to do? We need to improve on our engagement. We need to improve on our consultation. And I want to say here that the current government in the country is showing the Ogoni people, and indeed the Niger Delta, level of confidence. Today, it took the president to change the mindset of activities happening because of lack of knowledge, ignorance, and some other things. Today, the presidency had to convoke a committee of quote unquote 50 persons. The way the politicians selected the 50, yeah, I cannot say. I'm not a politician, but I'm a member of that committee. And the mandate was, Ogoni people, why are you fighting yourself? Go back. Use the mistakes and the errors of the past to chart a way forward. Go back. Engage inclusively. Robust engagement. Don't ignore youth and women. Today, you will agree that the youth and women are still having difficulties getting into governance. We talked about governance. There's governance in your home, just like we say, family, communities, local government. And when the governance in all these sectors are not properly done, what does it do? It affects environmental governance. And once environmental governance is destroyed, it affects all sectors of
development. So we, from that sector, the space is that we are willing to not change the narrative, the mindset. And that's why we did not waste any time. Immediately, that university was, let me tell you something. That university, the bill was there in the presidency for years. It was because of the new approach of the movement that we now told the presidency, fine, we're ready to do what? To certain conditions are complied with. And one of them was some, what we call quick fix actions, which the president consented. And that's within take a week after our first consultation with the presidency that the bill for the establishment of the university was signed. Yeah. And in addition to that, we also asked for some other issues which the government very willing. So the space today is openness, engagement, consultation. Because if you do all this, I bet you management decisions will be what will benefit the environment.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
our elder. Thank you. I've said it all. And you believe me, the hall was very attentive. Let me go to the only lady on the panel. It was not deliberate. We look for women to sit on this panel. My president did all he could, but we couldn't get as much as we did. And that was why we have to collapse the two plenary into one. Let me call on Dr. Maureen Ibituruko, who has been anchoring the mentorship program for years, to tell us how this can be strengthened among the professionals. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me sincerely appreciate my elders and senior colleagues. Thank you for having me here. It's a real privilege. You know, yesterday, for those of us that were at the meeting, I told us that I have special prayer requests, anointing from the elders, and I'm having it. And today, they've made my job very easy. They've all talked about so many things, and all boils down to one thing. That's mentorship. Mentorship is a very, very powerful tool for personal growth and professional growth as well. And any years notice or recognize this tool, and we can say for certain that members of NES, especially our elders, have been using this tool before now in their capacity as mentors in their individual states to mentor most of us as mentees. But NES wanted to make it very official and have a common platform where there will be uniformity. And so we can say for sure that we've been able to deal with certain models at a particular time.
Just two.
If you, especially in this AI generation technology, children they all live in the cloud. Everything they do, most of them, they work all in the cloud. And so if we're waiting for an opportunity where we have time to officially come together to have the basis for physical mentorship and all that, it may be a little bit difficult. And so we decided to use the space in the cloud to have the virtual mentorship training as well for our members. I'm sure you and I know that NES is a platform where we accommodate diverse professionals from all different professional groups. And so there are some of us here, you know, that may not even have the foundations of what it is as far as the environmental space is concerned. We're all watchdog. The mentorship program actually provides that platform for us to have that interaction with very well-seasoned and experienced mentors. Mentors help to build capacity. They help to make sure they share experiences with us. And over time, we've noticed that it has actually emboldened our, especially very young professionals, especially in the environmental space. we had noticed when several times we've gone for conferences like this, and a lot of persons keep asking, what do we do? I'm from here. I'm a lawyer. Am I supposed to be here? What do I do? And all that. And so the gap even now still exists. But NES has come with this mentorship program. We started very small, but right now we've been recording quite a lot of successes. And I can tell you, the beauty of mentorship is that it enriches both the mentor and the mentee. There's that mutual relationship. And of course, there'll be a legacy and continuity. We have all our elders here, and they go around with what they know and not being able to pass what they down to some of us. How will we continue? What do we do? Like I said, if you don't teach your child, even at home, what you want them to do, and you begin to cover some and leave some, the world will teach them what they want them to know. And so we want to use this opportunity to say, please, we have mentors in different capacities, and they've been so nice. Willingly, they've come up to each time when we schedule every one of them, they come up to share their experiences, and the feedback we're having from our mentees have been quite, encouraging. But we want to also please encourage our mentees. It is not very good. Just like I listened to our VC when he was talking about, the challenges in people not being able to occupy this space. Most of us don't really understand what it is, what we're doing, what NES is doing as far as mentorship is concerned. But I can tell you, for those of us who have been attending for 2 years now, you can actually attest to the fact that it has helped quite a lot of us to found our grounds in certain areas, in certain models. So please, when we go back and what we call for mentorship program for NES, try and see. We want to encourage the local chapters to see how they can activate those mentorship programs. If we begin to do this as a way of building capacity and all that, we build that confidence, and this community we want to build, in the environmental space will be so enriched. They've promised us here that we will be called upon at any time, to different areas to see how we can give our expertise on certain issues. So if you stay back on with what you know, and not every time encourage yourself and build capacity with what is happening, we will just not be there when we are needed. So please, let's ensure that when we call you next time, we have most of our slides and recordings online. Well, after now, harvest them, harness them, put them together, put them on our platform so you can access them, assess mentors, and then conferences like this will have sections for mentors and mentees. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Indeed, it's quite clear, and let's key in. This is an avenue to identify your mentor, cross-fertilize ideas, network among ourselves. Thank you very much. We'll just do a paradigm shift to give, because of the timing, we'll give 2 opportunities for people from the audience to comment and also ask questions. I noticed one of the founding father. Who am I not to recognize him? He has been wanting to contribute. Prince Adekunle, please, you have the floor. It's quite a privilege to have you speak to us, and I know you will add value. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I like to make just few comments based on the second to the last speaker in regards to the IOCs and what they do, how irresponsible they were at that time, that they were all after gas. You see, prior to this administration, the previous administration focuses on crude oil.
Okay.
The agreement with IOC there was based on extraction of crude oil because they want quick money. Gone are the days when the regulation prescribed, you just lay your pipeline on the surface. But now, the law and the guideline standard, you have to bury your flow line pipeline underneath the ground 4 feet deep. The problem we had in Ogoni land at that time was that Shell used the whole regulation leases. That was the problem we had. And I believe that since that time, things have changed. Following the international standards. And following those crises in Ogoni land, with the shareholders in Europe pushed back, everybody's now operating as if they are in Europe or they are in America. It's just the same standard, good for us, for the environment. And the second thing is that I want to also share that though he spoke about it, prior to this time, Mr. President now established that university, of which I'm a governing council member, University of Environment and Technology in Kuroma, Sepenwa, Ogoni land. It's like a posthumous. Laid down by these heroes of environmental justice. All hands were on deck, which was by Mr. President. What? The university is not just like every other university. Focus, environment, and technology. We don't want, there are so many people passing out from all this degree, but we want this university to be one-stop shop for environmental professionals in engineering. What have you? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this words of wisdom and education. So, do we have one? If I have a lady, I would prefer a lady. Who is this man there? Yes, I can't see you. I can only see your bare head. Please come forward. Can you help me with the mic? Please, as we continue, there is a technical session by one, so that you can continue the discussion there. You are free to interact with all the panelists to take the discussion forward. Please speak direct word to the person you want to address your question or whatever. Thank you. Identify yourself.
It's not going to be a question. It's a comment or contribution. My name is Ikechu Mwapa, the Rivers chapter. I'm the director of the World Bank Center of Excellence in Oil Field Chemicals Research, University of Port Harcourt. I listened to very interesting discussion this morning, insightful ones regarding the environment and our space. You know, there's this continuous campaign from Europe against resources in Africa, with emphasis on oil and gas in Nigeria and Asia, or in Africa and Asia. And the campaign, goes on that at COP28 in UAE, there was a plan to shut down oil and gas. With the campaign, when our eminent professor at law school, middle professor at law school, he had said that he's campaigning for paradigm shift for renewable energy. That is in line with Europe's campaign. Yeah. Good. I align myself with that. However, from 2012 to I've thrown away 8 batteries. I don't know where they are. There's no clear-cut plan for waste management. If you are, if you know very well about the solar lights, buy one this month. By the next 3 months, it is dead. You need to change. The batteries, the panels are not made considering our condition because we don't manufacture them. Having said this, we should be thinking of how do we, like they have done in China, how do we extract truth and use it sustainably? Use truth sustainably. That is what we have. You cannot learn from it. And contrary to what my friend Professor Mom, the Vice Chancellor, said, we are discovering oil and gas more and more. It's going nowhere. That's our blessing. And I can tell you, with the 2024, actually all countries sector have now.
Mr. Moderator, I think we're in a gathering of innovation and we're in a contemporary era. When I spoke, I talked about energy democracy. You didn't listen properly. I also talked about energy diplomacy, and I talked about energy mix. A full comprehension of this will not create any worry or disaster in the minds of the people. Thank you very much. I'm sure you are aware that at a gathering of this nature, we should be providing solutions. I repeat the 3 terminology again. It will sink down. Diplomacy, energy transition. I'm still a member of the World Energy Council representing Nigeria. I was part of those who wrote the book Energy Trilemma. You can Google it. And we are talking about affordability, availability, and accessibility. There's nothing to fear about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know if there's any member of the panelists that has a word or two. Just 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, let me start with this point of let's not live here, right? Believing that, environmental people are this. Africa contribute a minute amount to the migrants. That said, it does not mean we don't have a responsibility. We must be responsible, right? Yes, we should use our own gas resources to develop ourselves, but we should start first of all with the transition. And I like the comment about gas, right? Let us move first of all with the transition to gas primarily, and then we're looking at cleaner energy sources. It's all about energy security, and energy security is an important dimension for poverty alleviation. However, let's not give the impression that solar, inverter, and all these things are worthless. No, they're still encouraged. That's what I want to start with. The second thing I want to mention is, it seems to be regulators. There are more things that I imagine in Niger Delta. And so when we know, because it has been studied extensively, but today there are many more areas of the Niger Delta that are going high environmental degradation is emerging. And those from the NUPRC that are here, those from NOSRA that are here, and other well-wishing people should please take note and begin to look at this. The role of the JTF in contributing to this issue should be examined. Right now, I want to speak to what you said about environmental students and environmental. Yes, Prof, it's understandable because the bottom line is this: environmental practice started becoming a dying profession over time, right? It's the same market you go to, but you find out that the driller,
the petroleum engineer, the chemical engineer, the banker, the telecoms operator, and all those are earning significantly more than the environmental practitioner, even with 30 years plus, like our distinguished emeritus professors here and all that. But guess what, right? Things are about to change. With the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, we're going to begin to change that narrative such that environmental practitioners will start to earn what is due to them. And so we will work with the University of Environmental Technology to ensure that the graduates are encouraged. We will begin to do mentorship and then get them into internship programs so that we get more and more people crowded into it. The bottom line is this: environment is everybody's business. It must be, right? The third thing that I want to mention, right, is that we need to incentivize green initiatives. Government people that are here, if we don't do that, there's a problem, right? As far as the community issue is concerned, I want to believe that the Host Community Development Trust, right, that initiative from the PIA that is being implemented is beginning to change things. I want to ask that the NUPRC that is superintending this initiative should come out and tell us the progress that it has made. The bottom line is this: the biggest environmental problem in the world is poverty, right? If we're not able to address poverty, we are wasting our time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, well, I know we have some younger, I saw some students here ago. I just made a phone,
okay,
about the oil and gas in terms of the profession of petroleum engineering. It's just a joke which I was making. But I want to also let us know that crude oil is a non-renewable natural resource. So which means that the likelihood of it getting exhausted. That's where I made my phone from. So if you're a petroleum engineer and there is no longer oil to drill, what will be your job? That's it, by the way. I also want to get back to let us know again that admission into the Federal University of Environment and Technology is the ongoing. So you have your relations, friends who wrote the last JAM or UTM examination and scored a minimum of 450 and above as required by JAM. He or she is free to log into the JAM website at any of the computer-based, test center, CBT center, and do the change of institution to the Federal University of Environment and Technology, and advise them to always check their CAP admission status to know when to click accept as admission is already running out. Once again, we encourage you to bring your ideas. That university is our own university, and the Vice Chancellor is your own son. Support us and make university great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On that note, can we give our panelists a standing ovation? You know that they have illuminated us, giving us high-level experiences sharing. Thank you very much. Yes. So the president can come up for a group photograph with the panelists, and then we close. Please have your seat. Thank you. You are all wonderful people. And the technical session will continue after the bush long. The hall will be divided into two. Please, let's continue with the discussion. Okay, we'll go down. Thank you very much.
Sorry, the name is Ata. All right. Thank you very much, Professor. Let me properly appreciate one more time Professor Muhammad Bashar Nuhu for coordinating this panel discussion properly and very professionally too. How you collapsed two panel into one. I don't know what you did, but well done. Let's put our hands together for them one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going straight to another item on the program, but before I go there, let us know that we're actually two masters of ceremony anchoring this event today. And my friend just walked in a few minutes ago. I'm told he had another conference with United Nations in New York. And he found his way here eventually. Please help me welcome my friend and brother, Mr. Atta, as he helps me from this moment on. We'll be running it together from now on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. It's indeed a wonderful one when we stand with persons who protect the earth and discuss and share thoughts. And from what we've gathered from the panelists, it's very apt for us to discuss. And what the students said in their playlet is that we must always speak up and ensure that as persons protecting the environment, we are also protecting humanity. And when we speak, persons will listen. And that's why when the panelists were doing their theme, one thing that stands out is the talk about Ogoni land. We can talk about Ogoni today because Ken Saro-Wiwa and others paid with their blood to protect the environment. And that's why as many of us as are here today determined to protect the environment, we will know for sure that it is not as easy as we think it is. At this time, the chairman, the president, our emeritus professor, and everyone here present will be doing something quite historic. And that's what we all believe, that once history is documented, once activities are kept in books, even if the minds of men may not go to reading, but one day, researcher will come and they will check the book. And that's the thing that defines humanity and defines it very clearly. If we don't document what we do as we celebrate, as protectors of the environment, a time will come, generations that will be coming will have nothing to look up to. But before then, may I, with the permission of my president, okay, yes, I should go to the meeting. Thank you. Environmental position. Thank you very much. Mr. President, sir, I want to appeal from my knowledge and what I have seen. I know we talk about the Ogoni land so extensively, and I'm seeing so many persons here from Abuja, which I think should also find time, like the Ogoni agitators, to speak up to your problems. Like I shared with my co-MC, I have at some point been called to the FCT Police Command. I have been called to sometimes force CID to release on bail environmental protection officers whose only crime, either as development control officers, either as Abuja Environmental Protection Board officers, either as other officers working in Abuja, they've gone to stop persons from degrading the environment. And regularly they get arrested by the high and mighty and locked up. And sadly, after every release, we are told not to inform the media, keep it quiet, and let it slide. And I think for next time, as we bring the Ogoni issue to the fore, Those who are in Abuja and are watching me here, some of you have been arrested and have come for your bail. Please, when they speak of Ogoni, to be advisable, you also speak up so that we document those things as part of the hazards of the different professions that protects the environment. Now, why do we need to unveil and document what we've been doing within the context of our society in books? For many persons who are religious, may I go that way? You could remember the biblical story you learned in your Sunday school class, that the only thing that saves Mordecai was the fact that when the king could not sleep, he called for them to bring the books of records. And they read the books, and he discovered that he has not rewarded somebody who did something great. The same thing had also played out when Josiah became king over Israel. He called for the books and discovered contraventions against divine code, and he seek to correct them. So at this time, my president, unveiling the book, I'm not seeing the high and mighty here. And as a critical journalist turned enforcer, now the MC, I will still remain very critical because I know I had emceed events that involves captains in oil and gas, captains in the finance industry, and you find ministers, senators, struggling to sit on the second role because the first role is gone. Now we are talking about protecting the environment, and yet the chairman, Senate, House Committee, and several other persons invited are not all here. And that brings to fore the critical position of the Messiah of the Great Feast, when he called the high and mighty and they declined, and he said, go and bring other persons, for those ones have no stake in the kingdom. But we are not condemning them. Please, I'm sorry for those persons from their ministry. I'm not condemning your minister and others, but I thought your ministers ought to be around, because there is no time that I will hold an event and the finance minister will not appear. There is no time the NSC will hold an event and the Minister of Works will not be there. There is no time PA will hold an event and the Minister of Justice will not be there. So when we hold an event, we demand an affirmation that the Minister of Environment and all those around him will come and appear in person. Just a request, and just a fundamental request, so that for next time, I'll tell my good friend and my senior brother, Malam Balarabe Abbas Lawa, with whom I have worked for over 20-something years, from the FCTA, when he was Chief of Staff to Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, to now that Allah had smiled on him to become the Environment Minister, that when stakeholders gather, the only thing that gives them joy, as the lady in the panel said, is mentorship. They want to see big names like the minister and others, and that spur them to the believability that their own time to attain greatness will also come. So, Mr. Professor Emeritus, I have always loved you since we met day before yesterday. As I said, I want to say it here, when you have an encyclopedia with you, hold him very well. I followed closely with those in the building industry, and I knew how they held Kim Mabogunje very closely. I knew how they held Fortune Ibie very closely. When Mabogunje passed on, we wept because we really knew that we needed him all the time. But for us in this industry, we have our own elderly professor, elderly persons struggling to save an environment for which they are doing for our own generation and those persons yet unborn. So for us to unveil this book, may I invite Mr. Emeritus, may I invite our own president to please come forward. Please, all the panelists, please come forward. Mr. President, can you please come forward? Sorry, please, we need to stand here.
All the past national presidents.
All the past national presidents, please. Okay. The founding fathers, national presidents, please. Okay, my director. Sorry, sir. That was the day I met this man in Maitama. He was being harassed by some boys when he was stopping them from cutting trees as FCDA director of AAPB. They were harassing him one day, and please clap for him. Let's clap for him, please. When you are driving through Alamein and you are going to British Council and you see all those trees there, this man saved those trees. You enjoy. They were cutting the trees one day. I was passing by and they were harassing him on a red He came with a red Toyota Sienna. Am I right, sir?
Correct.
And when we brought out our camera as journalists, they said they have come. They left him there, and he called for backup, and he was secured. And the trees are there today. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think at this time, I greet you, sir.
That's chapter chairman.
Okay, chapter chairman, can we please come? Chapter chairman, we want to have a full chapter chairman. Please come. You know, that's in political party. Anyone left behind, we go to court and form a factional chairman. We saw that in ADC and APC and PDP. But here, we want to have all the chapter chairmen. Please come out so that we'll all be. No, please, can we come this way, please? Please, can we just come? Let's stay behind what we're unveiling. Look at this one here. This one can go to the center. Yes. So no, don't worry. We'll carry it. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. Let's just gently. Lift your side. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. I think. Sorry, sir. I think if we are good, Mr. President, I think we have okay. So please, we need feminine content here. Environmentalists are always masculine in composition, masculine in number, but please want a feminine touch. Luckily for the NES, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Foundation members, are they all here? Foundation members, any, please. Foundation members, we're good. Climb up. Climb up. You'll be good. Eh? I think no. But the cameras are up. They just stay in that place. You zoom in. So I think we are good. So may I now hand over? Sorry. Eh? Okay. Sorry. Okay. May I hand over, President? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please can they turn down the volume of the music, please? Thank you. This is very historic for us. 40 years is not something you just allow to slip by. Where are the current executives? Please, current executives. Please, can someone call them? The current executives. We thought it was necessary as a society to document 40 years history than to allow it slip by. It wasn't easy. Someone was asking me, how did you pull the funds to have this done? We'll tell the story some other day of how it happened. I also want to thank the Compendium Committee. Compendium Committee, are they here? Please come and join. Where is Ande? Dr. Ande? Please come. Where is Wale Adeyemi?
Right on time.
Where are the other executives? So what we are doing this afternoon, I guess it's afternoon already. What we are doing this afternoon is we are putting history in perspective. The book we are going to unveil, which is 40 years of NES, have records of the founding fathers, like Prince Hamid Adekunle standing before us. You understand what it took to have NES and the journey we've gone so far to get to today. So you know a lot of work has gone into it. It is the first edition. So there's going to be improvement on it and improvement on it and improvement on it as years goes by. So with the honor of having the founding fathers here, past national presidents, chapter chairpersons, editor-in-chiefs, and chapter chairmen, national secretaries. There are a lot of people here. Past national secretaries, are they here? Past national secretaries. No, okay, it's John Harris here. Past. See, the reason why I'm doing this is to ensure that everybody is carried along in this process. Is to ensure that everybody is carried along in this process, so that history will, judge us faithful in our dealings. So I will hand over the mic to Prince Hamid Adekunle to unveil this book for us as the founding father here standing, and we'll take it off from there. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to stand here on the existing protocol, fully established. In unveiling this documented history of NES, journey so far, and forward plan, I want to say today for me is history, in the sense that we were just about 10 of us from the IOCs, then called OPTS, Oil Producers Trade Sections. All of us that established NES then were the head of various companies' environment. We thought it fit then, following the incidents that happened. We had Foniwa blowout in the Niger Delta by Topcon. We had pipeline ruptured to the tune of several thousands of barrels. Then we now decided something has to be done. We want to thank our various oil companies like Shell, ExxonMobil, Gulf Oil that I work for, now Chevron, NAOC, which is Nigerian Ajib, Aquitaine, which is Total. All of us put us together to form this organization, in addition to leadership in the DPR, Department of Petroleum Resources, at that time. Dr. Jerry Nwanko, blessed memory, Chris Ifeadi, Emmanuel Durugu of Shell, Ekekwe of Topcon, myself standing, and Adeyemi Wilson. On their behalf, I would like to unveil this "40 years in the making." Nobody will tell you that it's an easy project. This is a monumental project. I will say how many times my president bothered me, called me. He wants to have Zoom meetings. He wants to do this. He wants this information and that information. And I know he's doing that. He was doing that with many others that he knows are pioneer. I will also like to mention Victor Imoviri, one of our sound consultants at the time. We deliberately put him on contracts because if any contractor bidded with him, he's going to lose because those contractors have no offices. They have nothing. They have no library. But Victor, he had office in Kefi. Before I retired, he had office in Victoria Island. We put him on a permanent contract because he's doing excellently environmental work, research work. Victor, you have done well. You have gone well. Well, Mr. President, you've done very, very well with all your team in realization of our objective that we set at the time. We wanted to have a branch. We have got branches to the tune of about 35 plus, 36 plus. We said we want to ensure that we don't have this proliferation of consultants. Therefore, within the regulatory body, we have got it from NES. To God be the glory, Almighty Allah. Thank you very much.
Fabio and I saw Abbas walking now. INA president. Dr. Abbas, Suleiman Abbas. I think I saw him somewhere now. Okay, so please just hold one book. Where is the camera? Just take one and also. Just take one. Everybody just hold one. We just raise it up for yes, to the chest. Okay. Hold it to the chest, please.
Chest, okay, that's good. Sorry, cameraman. Sorry.
We have the Vice Chancellor, Environment and Technology here. You need this book for your school library. Very important. We have also the Vice Chancellor, Benedict University here, and the Chairman of Vice Chancellors. We have companies and institutions here to launch this book. I'm not going to place, we have the selling price. I'm not going to place the selling price on them, but we need them to launch this book and take some copies. Minimum 20,000 per book. Thank you.
Is it not founding fathers? Victor, they don't really.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to launch this book because it's put history in perspective. All efforts, sleepless night, funding, we have to do this, we have to do that. I launched it for 50,000 naira.
I will launch in 3 capacities. I will launch on behalf of the Committee of Vice Chancellors, 100,000. I will launch on behalf of the Benedict University, 100,000. And I will launch on behalf of IPN, 100,000. I shall take 5,000 copies.
Okay, that's a good challenge. I would like to do the same thing for my company. What Environ, 100,000. Myself, 50,000.
Thank you very much, sir. VC Environment and Technology.
I've not compared with my council.
All right, thank you, President.
All right, I've taken permission of the council that the Federal University of Environment will launch this book with 100,000 naira, and Professor Mong will launch it with 100,000 naira also.
Okay, Victor Movere, one of the renowned consultants, the top consultant.
I was trying to read the book first. Okay, let me congratulate the current EXCO for this monumental, initiative. I was teasing him just now. I said, Efe, where you see all the money for all this, but I can see that the passion has translated to something. So I launched this book with the sum of 250,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we'll open it now for people to. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
So that's quite correct. That's quite correct. One time chapter chairman, Rivers State. One time president of NES. Currently, president of the Movement for Survival of Ogoni People, that brought all this sensitization to life. On behalf of the movement, I'm launching this good book with 250,000 rand.
Thank you very much, sir. I think I saw the former regional. Okay. No, not yet.
I launched them for university. I launched for IPA. Okay, as past president and chairman of committee of fellows, there's a standard now, 250,000.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so it's open. Okay, you want to launch on behalf of the governor of Borno State or on behalf of yourself?
Yes. I'm launching on behalf of myself and the Borno State government for 1 million naira.
Womasin president and co-founder of the IPN. Yes.
All right, thanks, President. Thank you, founding fathers. And it's not easy to find any organization and bring it to this level. 40 years. So on behalf of Womasin, I launched for 100,000. On behalf of Abuja chapter, which I belong, 100,000. And in my personal capacity, another 100,000. NNPC income.
Okay, you want to launch? Thank you very much. Please, you have the floor. Hey, Rector. Rector for Orogun, Federal Polytechnic Orogun.
On behalf of management and the governing council of the Federal Polytechnic Orogun Delta State, we will launch with the sum of 100,000. Similarly, on behalf of myself and my family, we will launch with a sum of 250,000 naira.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Thank you. Funding. Okay, so the stage is set. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. The book looks beautiful and is environment friendly. On behalf of myself, let me first do on behalf of the company. On behalf of our company, Brightest Hope Company Limited and Brightest Hope Engineering Services Limited, I launched this book with a sum of 100,000. And on behalf of myself, as one-time national officer and also a fellow of the institute. Yes, and also of the society, NES, fellow of NES. I launched it with 50,000 naira. Thank you.
Please, for those that are launching, don't go away. We have a souvenir for you. Please don't go away. For those that are launching, there's a souvenir for you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, my president. My name is Abubakar Suleiman, Borno State chapter chairman. I'm also the general manager of Borno State Environmental Protection Agency, Borno State. On behalf of my chapter, I'm launching for 100,000, and my humble self and family 100,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alhaji Abubakar.
On behalf of Cross River State Chapter, as the chairman, I'm launching this book for the sum of 50,000 naira. And on behalf of myself, the longest serving editor of the Nigerian Environmental Society newsletter, I am launching a copy for 20,000 naira.
Thank you very much.
My name is Dr. Eolawa, the chairman, Kaduna chapter. On behalf of the ESCO and members of Kaduna chapter NES, I am buying the book for the announced price of 20,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Liman Adamu Abubakar from Kaduna State chapter and the councillor for the Northwest. I buy this book for the sum of 20,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, let me launch a copy on behalf of Niger State chapter for a sum of 20,000. On behalf of myself as editor-in-chief, who recognizes intellectual works, 50,000.
On behalf of Abeokuta chapter, the gateway state to the country, by the permission of my colleagues, my professional colleagues that are here, we are launching this beautiful book with the sum of 20,000 naira. And on behalf of myself, I'm launching it with another sum of 10,000 naira. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, my name is John Igedege. On behalf of Delta State chapter, we are launching on behalf of the chapter 50,000, and on behalf of myself, I launch with 20,000.
On behalf of Lagos Mainland Chapter, we're launching the book for the sum of 50,000 naira, and personally, as the chairman of the chapter, 20,000 naira.
Please.
On behalf of Enugu State Chapter, we're launching the book with the sum of 20,000 naira.
Mr. President. Mr. President, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, from Edo State, I'm looking at the names of those that edited the book. I was hoping my name would be there, but it's not there because I may not have originally been a member of the committee to put it together, but you know that I got to look at it and also have my input. But that notwithstanding, Edo State chapter is launching the book with a sum of 50,000 naira. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate Professor Anthony Ubebu, Edo State chapter. On behalf of myself, I'm launching this book with a sum of 25,000 naira.
On behalf of the good people of FCT chapter, the FCT chapter is launching this book with a sum of 100,000 naira. And on behalf of myself and my family, I launch it with a sum of 50,000 naira.
I'm Professor Peter Wagewi, Edo State Chapter. I'm launching with a sum of 20,000 naira.
All right, Dr. David, Taraba State Chairman. On behalf of the state, I'm launching with 20,000 naira.
I am Gerard Kano Serena. I want to pick one book for my chapter, Abia State, with the sum of 20,000 naira.
On behalf of Anambra State Chapter, we'll pick a copy with the sum of 20,000 naira. And on behalf of myself, I also take one copy with 20,000 naira. Thank you.
I would support this launch with a sum of 50,000 naira. Dr. John Harry.
I'm Engineer Henry Ozoma from Imo State Chapter. On behalf of the chapter, we'll be launching with 30,000 and myself with a sum of 20,000 naira. Thank you.
I'm from Benue State Chapter. On behalf of Benue State Chapter, we're launching with a sum of 20,000 naira. And on behalf of myself, I will launch it with a sum of 10,000 naira.
Okay. Yes, from Benue. On behalf, my name is Victor Azobo. From Benue Chapter. I'm launching the book on behalf of my family for the sum of 20,000 naira.
Yeah, thank you. I am Otuboyega Joseph. I'm representing the Ekiti State. So on behalf of Ekiti State, I'm launching it with 20,000 naira.
On behalf of Ondo State Chapter, we are launching this great history book with a sum of 30,000 naira.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oluwakemi Ajakaye. On behalf of the Lagos Island Chapter, we launch with 250,000 naira. And on behalf of my company, Ampak Nigeria Limited, another 250,000 naira. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Mrs. Comfort Sako, Head of Environment Transition Company of Nigeria. I'm launching this book for the department for 100,000 naira.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Daniel Darby. I'm launching the chairperson for Plateau State here. So on behalf of the chapter, I'll launch for 20,000. On behalf of the Anthony Young Climate Center of Excellence at the University of Jos, another 20,000, and personally 20,000.
Good afternoon. All. My name is Fauzia Mahmoud. On behalf of Engineering and Environmental Management Service, I'm launching this book with the sum of 20,000 naira.
Want to launch, please? Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Ebi Ogionwo, the Director in charge of Health, Safety and Environment in NMDPRA, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. On behalf of the NMDPRA, I will launch with 50,000. And on behalf of myself, I will launch with 20,000. Thank you. All right.
Maybe just last 50,000 for NMDPRA. Yes, 6,027. I want to give you a now we are here now. See her, see me, see her. And Omar. Where is Omar? See Omar there. Call Omar, call his attention now. Let him come here. Thank you.
Honorable Mar. To me, when I we from on no.
April. April. April, your attention is needed here.
That's not I greet you. They are very wonderful. I was abroad now. They've been abroad, and this man called my attention. Larry, no, Otto, that's Oshona Larry, yes. My attention, telling me that new people's tenure has ended and all those things. And all. I said, what is going on? We are trying to call for election. I think we're supposed to be the BOT. I don't know what delayed it. And it's just been, let's just go. I told my president, let's go and hand over this thing. And because, no. I'm handing over. Who are you handing it over? The election now. Election. Because the more you stay, the more you create enmities. Clearly. And people will begin to see you people as stable people. Yeah. And they will become angry with you people. I know. So, in for your own interest, I tried to reach them. Announce that they should place the account details right on the screen. Please, people want to make transfer. People want to buy the book. Secretariat, please. People are asking for the book. People are asking for the book. Secretariat, where can they get the book? People are asking for the book. Can we display the account on the screen, please? Can we display the account? Can we display the account? People are asking for the book. They want to make payment, please. People want to make payments. They want to make payments. Come and sit down. Let me get a chair. No, I want to see so that all of you. I say, oh, it's Salama. You don't. Not Salama to this. I'm not even for what. I'm not taking. I'm not. 2 seconds. Yes. No, but when that was I would say, well, how about this one? Yes. People to do it. Yes, it's not was it can look what's okay. So she promised us accommodation. Okay. So as we sit there, accommodation. Now, it's a landlord. No. Because he knows that I'm not like. So,
All right, this conference is not over. We're not done yet. We are going into our technical sessions now. I'm told food is not ready yet. So we will, if we'll settle down, we'll quickly go into our technical sessions. Professor Muhammad, please, where are you? Professor Muhammad, please come. I need your help here. Okay, those of you who pledged for the books and you did whatever you did with the book, the account number is on the screen. You can pay to that account number and redeem your pledges now. Technical session.
Yeah, the technical session is taking place here. This hall is being divided into two. Hall 1 will be in this front. Those speakers are already aware where they need to present their papers. So hall 2 is behind where this screen is being taken to. So please, if you know where your presentation is, kindly if you are in hall 1, come to this front section. Just mount your system and project. You see, project that. You bring your own. Hall 1 should be here in the front. Those speakers that are allotted to speak in hall 1 should please come down to the front row. We'll read it out soon. Please, let's follow simple instructions. Moment exchange that I want to and it's so expensive to buy a deal. That's how you think.
Please let us settle down. We're going to the technical sessions now. Please settle down. Please.
Please come inside and help us. I don't know how to mount this thing. Inside now. Please. Come where
Technical session, yes, sir.
you can't work. Who is to mount this thing?
We're going into the technical sessions now, and I'm told the hall is divided into two different groups. So we have two sessions in the same hall. So we'll have the first session will be please, who is Salisu K? Salisu K.
Please take note that Hall 1 will be taking papers on strengthening climate change, resilience in Africa, renewable energy, urban decay and squatter settlements, smart and sustainable cities. Hall 2 will be taking papers on achieving sustainable development through leveraging on smart solutions, environmental and smart building valuation, and the impact of mineral pollution on environment. So please
reduce the volume of that music, Oga. Please. Please, the persons leading this technical session should please take charge, so that we can make quick progress.
Mr. Sunday Akko or Dr. Sunday Akko should be ready in Hall 1. No. Please, can any IT technical people of the hall come closer to us, assist us with this mounting of the gadgets? I can't see those handling the whole technical issues. We need extension wire here.
You're the one powering this one.
Yes.
And then so you need extension cable for the projector.
There are holes here, but we
Please, the what do they call them now?
I wonder.
The owners of this facility will need help. We need technical help here, please. Managers of the facility, please, we need technical help.
Yes.
What is this? I think maybe we'll put this in there.
I thought
you don't look for it. Soldier something, so we be careful. We get up.
Where are the facility managers of this hall?
What's the point now?
Sorry.
Where are these now? No, at home now, I need you home. I must keep silent. What's this? Yeah. That is so not this was option.
All right. I think they are serving lunch outside. You may want to step out to pick up your lunch pack so that you don't, except if you're fasting, that's fine. But if you're not, please step outside and pick up your lunch pack, and so that you can see clearly when the session starts.